Firstly, a warm welcome to all of you to the 16th Southeast CEO Conclave and Awards 2025.
At the outset, I thank Almighty and my parents for this wonderful day. It's a large gathering. I welcome all the guests of honors, my colleagues, and the entire trade fraternity. And of course, I am very delighted and proud to receive this most valuable award. Thanks, Mr. Nikhil Modi and his entire team who have been organizing this conclave, and I always have seen well attended and well organized. Thanks again, sir. In life, I have seen people who are working for success, they become masters. People who are working for satisfaction, they become legend. I had seen Sri Prakash ji worked for his satisfaction. That is why I have to call him as a legend. Because few decades before, when I was very, very small, and having opened a small office in Lingachetti Street with 5 people, today I have more than 7,000 employees all over India. I go back to my memories, lasting memories. When I happened to meet him for the first time, I was really nervous because he's very sharp. And whatever he talks is very quick. And first time I had seen, he was writing down something on his pad. I asked him. And he was also marking it with the color pen. So what is that you're doing? He said, every day I write down the calls I have to make, the people I have to make. Once I finish it, I put a color mark, and the next day morning, again, take it forward and write down again. And this helped me a lot because I started following it up in such a way. I never used to miss any call or any meeting after that. Even today, in the digital period, my PA, every day morning I tell him what all we have to do, what we need to carry on to the next day, and finish it off. And you know, in life, we become wise by reading books and meeting people. And some people in our life come as lessons. Some people come in our life as blessings. I think Sri Prakash ji came into my life as lesson. One such incident I have to tell you, and that was the time Evergreen came for the first time into India, and he called me because those days I used to do a lot of garments exports from all the units in Chennai and as well as in Bangalore. He said, Britto, I don't know what you do. I need to meet all the clients in Chennai. He said, sir, you're a big man. That time itself, used to drive different types of Benz. I said, tomorrow morning you're coming. When I came, he was already ready, and he was already carrying some gifts. And he sat with me, and in one day, we visited almost 5 to 6 clients. And it is always said, no, when you have a purpose, You don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you down there. I could see the passion in him. And such a big man, already was very wealthy, comes from a big family. And then we went around, and every office sometimes he has to wait for about half an hour to meet the MD. I used to ask him, is it necessary? He said, Britto, this is what this trade about. I have gone through everything for many decades. And then next day he will call me. The same thing will continue. More than that, every time the vessel comes, he will follow it up. I could see the perseverance. See how many containers you have loaded and all that. It was not necessary for him. That's where definitely I learned you have to be passionate about it. You have to enjoy doing it. Anything, whatever you do. Till today, logistics is my passion. I keep running. In fact, I go with all my vertical heads. Even yesterday I did a 3 sales call because I was inspired by such a big legend. And then the perseverance. I never leave. I keep meeting my clients and ensure that we convert. So, as on today, when I'm here, I'm so happy. I don't know whether I'm really worthy to receive such a wonderful award. I have received many awards, but I am going to cherish this award because when I was nothing, I could meet such a legend and I could learn a lot from him. And when he opened his CFS, I learned one important thing, Before that, I was a very pioneer in opening the CFS way back 1995 and so on. He called me, Britto, I have to open a CFS in Numbel. Those days are manual. He asked me to fill in all the applications, a big report like then we have to go for IMC and so on. See, he listened to me, he wanted to learn from me what are the parameters to establish a CFS. And then I thought, such a big man, he really wanted, at that time he was above 60 because he died at the age of 98. So he wanted to learn. The people who are believing themselves, learning and studying, and they have to be successful. And I had seen that. And above all, people who are consistent, people who are occasional cannot be successful. People who are consistent should be successful. And I saw this consistency in Sri Prakash ji. Thanks, Mr. Nikhil Modi. And finally, Mr. Modi wanted me to touch on this logistics because I think you have been talking about it so much. As of today, we have been creating end-to-end solution that's going to be the future. And as you all know, this business has taken a larger landscape. And a lot of things are happening, particularly climate changes, technology, and of course consumer behavioral changes. A lot of things are happening. Same way, if you take logistics, it has gone into a lot of transformation, a lot of trends are happening. With all the government initiatives today and overall infrastructural development and technology adoption and of course e-commerce expansion. And as business leaders, how are you going to combine this business landscape changing and the logistics transformation which is taking place aggressively because of the country's growth? And we have to, as business leaders, we have to focus on sustainability. That is very, very, very important, which means integrating social and environment consideration in all our business strategies. And that is what very important today, and we need to equip ourselves. That is the reason why, having created this all-inclusive logistics solutions globally, by God's grace, by 2027 first quarter, that's why we rebranded our name, Indev Infra Private Limited, and also K-Indev Limited, Logistics Limited. Reason being, we wanted to be one of the biggest IPO by 2027, first quarter, and thereby I think my mission and vision will have to take place. And beyond that, because I always think beyond, I want to leave the legacy of creating a logistics university, one of its kind in India, particularly global university. And personally, with all my 4 decades of experience, 41 years I'm completing now, with all that, we have structured the syllabus and then which practical orientation and theoretical orientation, because I started my career as an assistant professor from Loyola College, and that gives me a lot of experience in humanities, combining the humanities with the trade subjects, thereby making it more holistic for logistics. And that helps the talent pool, because our Prime Minister is also talking about the Skill India. We should be in a position to absorb people directly into the job rather than again giving them into the training, which I think should take place in 2 years' time. So all this is possible because the great gentleman, Mr. Prakash ji, used to tell me to dream big. I was nothing when I used to go down by bike and then park the bike in Armenian Street to meet him. And I never thought, after so many years, I am going to get this award. And the worthy person to receive is here, Mr. Johnson. And I know he used to call Mr. Johnson as his son. He was with him for more than 25 years. He worked very hard. And he's also a good colleague of mine. And he's doing well. So he has created a lot of good talents in this industry. A man has to be successful only when you create good people, successful people around you, then you will have all-around development of your organization. That is what I have been doing. I have created many talents, and because I have created such talents, today my organization is growing. Dear friends, I would like to tell you one thing in our life, that keep your eyes on the stars and your steps on the floor, then you will continue to reap the success. Thank you.